Everybody, let's call this meeting to order, July 28th, 2026. Commissioners Court, we'll all rise for the invocation, please. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your blessings. Lord, we ask for strength and wisdom as we go about the business of the taxpayers for Brewster County. Lord, thank you for all this rain in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
How good we're at when we can read it.
All right, good morning, everybody. Let's do number 4, review, discuss, and take action on the minutes of July 14th.
Find them in order and move to approve.
Second. Motion to approve the minutes of 14. Then second discussion. All right, no further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, any public comments this morning? The complaints for the week go to Sarah.
Add them to the pile.
Get line, right? All right, no public comments. Number 6, recognitions and announcements. Mo, got anything?
Not right now.
Anything exciting?
Oh, they've been dropping sterile flies all over everywhere, which is
Thank
a good thing.
And if you look at them under a ultraviolet light, they're green.
Gotta have bands, green bands.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Ruth, anything?
Good.
Anthony, all good?
Which can be.
Terlingua? Border wall?
That's too big for this section.
We still on the border down?
Yes, we are still in the border.
Maybe we could move it back a couple of
They're
hundred.
trying.
Last. Keep it Tuesday.
All right, Jimmy, got anything?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, number 7, report from Alpine. Looks like nothing from Alpine today.
They're back in a water problem.
Yeah, I hadn't heard what you may know what the
Stage 4, whatever that is.
Did something break, obviously?
infrastructure issue?
There was something else that broke, but I don't know what it is.
Always something.
Okay.
Which mechanical is gonna break.
Yes.
Exactly.
I know that.
All right, number 8, county judge report. This is a gremlin that got on here. We don't have any issues for A, so I'm just gonna pull A. So no action on A. Item 8B, review, discuss, and take action to approve the resolution for indigent defense grant. Just need to approve the resolution for the money we get for the indigent defense grant.
So moved.
So,
Okay, motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All right, item C, we've got 2 items to declare salvage. There's photos on your screen. One is a fire truck and the other one is gazebo. Let's take fire engine. The fire engine is, we have done everything we can, and this has got the fuel injection on this fire truck is out. They don't make the fuel injection anymore. We've had several diesel mechanics try to machine one or try to see if we can't get anybody to work on it. Unfortunately, because it doesn't start, it's locked up because the air brakes are locked up. And so it's been sitting in the yard for months now, and I think the consensus from the AESB, and Chief, if you got anything you want to add, I actually, it's a shame in my mind because it's a pretty good truck. It does have a leaking tank as well. And it's a 94 or 06. Okay, excuse me. So my recommendation at this stage, since it's not moving and needs to be worked on, is to sell it, put it up for salvage, sell it on the auction and get it off the lot. They do have a grant coming in for $349,000 to buy a new truck for the Forest
What
Service.
kind of engine is it? What brand?
That's Freightliner.
so it's probably international much.
So they don't make injectors for that?
For this particular model, we've had
You may use one top of $5,000-$6,000.
For one injector?
Yeah, for a lead. It's an electronic
Injector pump.
injector pump.
Okay.
Still,
I was just
gonna
checking.
be cheaper than the. We can move it. We can air up the,
Yeah,
Air
we
it.
can air up the tanks.
Yeah.
And, yeah. We've kind of messed around with it for almost a year now.
okay.
So I'm ready to either fish or cut bait here on this thing. I'm not loyal to absolutely selling it, but I think we're not gonna fix it. Let's get rid of it.
Right. No,
Let somebody else fix it.
I mean, it helps.
The only sad part about it is each fire trucks bring not much money. So don't get your hopes up. You're gonna get a lot for it.
So this truck is already
It's not running.
one that had the leaky tank and now has an engine that won't run either.
Correct.
So now we're two strikes.
Correct. So I didn't change the motion to declare this a salvage. Put it up.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second discussion. All right, all in favor, say aye.
All right.
All right, go to the next photo. Well, you guys remember we decided to tear this old boy down. And somebody, I don't remember, maybe it was, I don't know who that came up with a great idea, but I think we're gonna put this on salvage and see if somebody wants to haul it off lock, stock and barrel. You never know. So what I'd like to do is declare this salvage and put it on the auction block, and if somebody wants to haul it off, they can. If they don't, we don't sell it, and
What's the starting bid?
$1.
They look really nice.
I mean, it's got a decent roof on it, and I'm thinking somebody might be able to cut it's held up by telephone posts. So you could cut the posts and put it on a trailer and haul it out of there. So if somebody wants to haul it out of there for us, that's gonna save us quite a bit of money from tearing it down and hauling it off, so. Why not? So I'd like to make a motion that we, declare the gazebo salvage and see if anybody wants it somewhere. All right, motion, second.
Second. Second.
Jim, would you like to have a gazebo at your place?
Sure.
You can buy it on the auction.
I mean, it goes for $1.
I have a metal house on it about the termites.
All right, motion is second to declare the gazebo salvage. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. And then lastly, item D is review and discuss and ratify the grant agreement. Columbia Care every year gives us $23,500 to help support the mental health deputy. And that document's actually already in place. I just need approval to ratify that. It's an annual document.
A second.
Motion is second. When do we get that money? Do you know?
When?
Yeah. Mark,
When do we get that?
the Columbia Care grant money,
Oh,
23,000.
It's usually toward fall, I believe, but I would have,
It must be because we just signed it though.
I have to double check it.
Okay. All right, motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, item number 9, review and take action on the election items.
All right, we are getting ready for the November 3rd general election. General election, you have the order and notice of election, which meets our legal requirements that I'm asking you to approve that. As the first item, and then approval of our 26-27 list of election judges and alternates. And we have already confirmed with each of those that they're willing to serve for this next year's term as our presiding and alternate judges for each precinct. And then we have our central counting station personnel. These are the personnel that we have in place after the polls close on election night. And again, we've confirmed that those are all willing to serve for that. The writ of election for the general election, this is the order that will go out to each one of the presiding judges for those precincts, ordering them that they will have an election on this day in their precinct. Okay. Any questions about any of those?
Standard stuff, isn't it? All right, let's just take it one at a time, in the order that's on your computerized agenda. Order of appointment for election judges and alternatives.
That's
Yeah.
actually B.
That's not a.
What is a writ of election?
No,
The notice of general.
Oh, it's okay. Let's vote on the notice of general election.
Some of,
Motion,
Second.
second. Discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approval of the election judges. Is that the next one? Move. All right, motion and second on the approval of election judges, discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Approval of November general election central counting station personnel.
Well,
Second.
Motion second, discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And approval of the writ of election for the general election.
So move.
second.
Motion and second, discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, those are all passed. How about elections open house?
Right, this is
Is a party
something,
or is that?
it's a party. We are going to have a party. Tuesday, September the 15th is National Voter Registration Day. This is something that we can use our Chapter 19 state funds for. And so we are going to try to use those and get those spent for this year. In order to kind of ease the public's mind, we get daily, weekly questions about the integrity of our elections, even here in Brewster County. People wanting to know how their votes are counted and processed. How can we be sure that they're secure? So we're going to have an open house on September 15th from 1 to 6 p.m. here at Val Clark Beard. And they will be able to come in. We will set up over there. We'll have our equipment. They will be able to come in and meet all of our election staff. Our election judges for each of the precincts will be there. They're going to be able to register to vote, ask about their voter registration, make any changes to their voter registration if they need to do that. Learn about voting by mail. People have a lot of questions about that right now. What is our process, particularly here? And we have the election so far, we've been having about 100 ballot by mail applications for each election since August when I started. So that's something that our community members are very interested in. They will also learn about the election process. We're going to have the various equipment set up in there, and they will be able to learn how that works, how our chain of custody works, how we secure those ballots and make sure that from the time that ballot is cast until it's counted, that it is locked up and kept secure entirely through that process and what we do. So hope this works and helps some people. We do, as a part of this, because we did have the Chapter 19 funds to spend, we have ordered a bunch of posters. I think like about 100 posters that we can place throughout the county for this. And then also 5,000 postcards that we will just have set up at businesses, schools, wherever we can put them for people just to pick up and take with them. They can go, if they go to the library, into the restaurants or anything, to take all about voter information, where their polling locations, all of that. So just trying to help get some positive information out there. And for those people that maybe you're shy about calling us up on the phone or stopping by the office, maybe this is a way that they can kind of come in and not feel threatened or anything in any way, just come in and ask questions and answer that. And this is just kind of you may have a copy of this, just our little, this is just a small version of the little printed posters that we'll have that'll go all over the county. And we'll have those in within a couple of weeks. And so we can go out and hopefully I'll talk to the radio station. They can advertise it. It can be in the papers also. So just something that we're trying to do. So as soon as we get these posters and things out at the next commissioners court meeting, I can give some to y'all also to take to your back to your locations, and some things that you can have in your communities as well. Any questions about?
When you're applying to vote by mail, you have to give a reason why you're not gonna be here? No.
No reason.
I mean, it used to be when you voted absentee, you had to say, well, I'm not.
Well, all you have to say is I'm out of town or
Yeah, okay.
or doing whatever. And it's the same that people that come and want to vote curbside. If they say we're gonna vote curbside, we can't ask them why.
Right.
They don't have to provide any reason to us. It's just, but I don't believe we've had anybody trying to abuse that or anyway. For the most part, our voters here that want to vote in person, they're gonna do everything that they can to get inside the building and cast that ballot themselves. So,
I was just wondering how that, you know, like when we were growing up, it would, you had to be a college student
Yeah.
or a military.
college, we have a lot of college students. We have quite a few military, but we have a lot of people that just different parts of the year are living somewhere else in the country. And we have several people that are overseas actually also, just living overseas. So.
Alright.
So, any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, item number 10, review, discuss, and take action to approve the sheriff and constable fees for fiscal 27 every year. We're required by law to approve these and report them to the comptroller. And so this is the sheriff's proposed fee schedule. They really didn't change from 26. They stayed the same, but this is his service fees, and the other charges that he does when he does stuff with the courts. I'm entertaining a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the sheriff's and constable fees for 27 discussions. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, number 11, these are just routine bonds. Well, I think we can vote on them all at once. Each one of these different development folks need a $5,000 bond or statute. I propose that we issue these bonds.
I'll read them into that.
Yeah, 5,000 for the sheriff's administrative assistant, 5,000 for the deputy county clerk, 5,000 for the deputy treasurer 2, 5,000 for the assistant comptroller, and 5,000 for the deputy treasurer. So moved.
Second.
Motion second, discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 12, road and bridge.
Good morning.
I drove up and looked at your maintainer yesterday. Perfectly parked. I had to do like a 9-point turn to turn around in that little driveway.
I talked to the residents up there yesterday evening before we came off the hill, and I mean, they weren't upset because they understood what had happened. They're just, which is real good that they're lenient about.
But they couldn't do nothing about it anyway.
What's that?
So we couldn't do nothing about it anyway.
No, I mean, there was a option, but we would have to get a hold of the property owner to let us have access to go up on the west side.
Yeah.
But the people that lived up there, there's only there's 5 residences up there. And there's only 2 that live up there. And they decided they'd just walk up and down the road. They do it every day.
For those of you who don't know, we have a maintainer.
I gathered it was either stuck or broken.
Yeah.
They do it every day. So as soon as that tech comes in tomorrow, we'll see if we can get out of their way. We
Can't make this up.
that week that we got rained out for 3 or 4 days in a row, I put some the crew members together so we could haul all of the scrapped tires out of the Terlingua yard to bring them into the Marfa yard for Tres Pesetas to start hauling. They came in last week on Thursday and hauled off 1 full load. The reefer was full. They're coming back this Thursday for their 2nd load.
How many tires you think got put in that trailer? Muscle metals.
I'm gonna say close to 1,500 or more, because they packed it. I mean, it was like,
Were they really by hand?
yes. There's 3 gentlemen and the truck driver that loaded. I mean, I couldn't believe they were doing it that way. But they have a system down that it doesn't take them long. They came in at 9 o'clock in the morning. By 2 o'clock, they were getting ready to head back to El Paso. And then we had a call from I had a call from Commissioner Ortega in regards to Calamity Creek Road. So I sent a maintainer out there and took care of that. And while we were out there, Miss Miss Hawkins came by, she came by the office the next day and dropped off a thank you note, and showed it to the guys. They appreciated it. And she also went out of her way to get a dozen of breakfast burritos for the crew.
Okay, that makes it.
That's
That's
sweet.
good.
But she was real appreciative of the us taking care of that road as soon as we could. And then 4 or 5 days later, it washed out again, so we're headed that way again. Also, a gentleman at Los Ranchos Estates by the name of Clint. He came by the office Monday morning last week and talked to me about an exposed water line
Mhm.
on the middle of well, it's actually on the side of the road, but come to find out, it runs right down the middle of the road. It's about a 3-inch water supply line. So I called the water department supervisor to meet me out there to see if he could locate it, and he couldn't locate it, so he's gonna, he came back and was gonna look at his maps and see more or less where it's at, so we don't tear it up with the maintainer. So we went ahead and moved some material over there to cover up what we needed to cover up. And the water line is still exposed, and we'll find out where it actually goes or what we need to do.
There's actually water in it?
Yes, it's the one that supplies water to that general colony. I call it colony. It's just the residents, all the residents that are there.
Okay.
And
Their deal, they get rent in when he gives the SUP, remember? We had to do all that to take it in.
Yeah.
we finished, we finally finished blading the north side of the county, Bench Mills, Glass Mountains. And we're having to move equipment around a little bit to justify for the one that's taking a rest for a couple of days. I also came in on Saturday to go down south and see what was left over from the big rains we've had. Down south from Agua Fria Road, everything's tore up. Agua Fria Road's tore up.
North County, South.
Terlingua
County,
Ranch Road
Joe-
tore up.
Joe Moss.
North County. Vulture Road. Vulture Road, there's no access from the east side to the west side or from the west side to the east side. There's accessibility from the school road to the camping area off of Vulture, and that's as far as they can go. There's a drop off where the creek came up bank to bank. On the opposite side, it's the same way. The residences that live on the west side, they have access to their house, but they don't have, that shortcut is gonna be out of commission for,
Do we have a barricade across it or something?
yes. We barricaded it, and then I put that yellow do not enter sign, ribbon.
Mhm.
And then, of course, Joe Moss is tore up, so and in order for us to get into South County, we have to fix the road from 170 to Live Boat Lane before I can move the material that we need in there, because I'm scared to break a axle or a spring on one of them big trucks, because it's really bad. I mean, it's passable at a very slow speed, but the guys have been out there working, so that we're working on that.
Or there now?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. Yes.
Thank you.
And we also did some work out at the Wagon Road on Trail Run. Ranger Road was taken care of. We started mowing the right of ways in town. Also, of course, Hackberry's where we were working on. And then from there, I'm moving the blade to Veterans Edition. I talked to Blue Jay Murphy yesterday and Miss Jan Moeller. Took them around in the pickup to see what questions they had about the roadway. And there's a few areas that could use some base. And I told them that as soon as we can get to it, we would get to it. I did find out though that the property that needs more attention belongs to Miss Jan Moeller. So she gave me permission to go ahead and open up some water diverters to get the water out of the road into the creek bed. And I talked to them yesterday and they were somewhat satisfied, but I got to talk to them and they were okay with what we're planning to do. And then the lady from Joe Moss called me and I went out there on Saturday and checked that one and it's pretty rough, but as soon as we can get to that one, we're gonna go get that one. I also started moving some of the trash from the Marfa, I mean, not Marfa yard, the Terlingua yard from leftovers from the dump days. We're gonna move that into town slowly. We're hauling some scrap material to fill in some of the washouts on North County. So the truck is not running empty from here all the way to Terlingua. They've got a load, drop it off at North County. From North County, they go to Terlingua yard, load up, come back to the landfill, and they do that again. That's basically.
They didn't finish that hauling that stuff just when it started raining. Couldn't get into the dump.
You get very real.
And then we got sidetracked with all the rain and everything else that came up, so. It was put on the back burner for a while, but we're back on it again. We did get the other dump truck in from San Angelo.
We did.
Yes, sir. I got a call from the mechanic of El Paso on our new Western Star that's in Pecos for repairs. He hadn't returned my call, so I left him a message to call me before the day is over today. If not, I'll call Rick from Vernon Jeans and find out what the situation is on that one. We don't have any permit requests. That's all I have for this week.
All right, thanks. No permits. All
No, sir, no permit.
right, emergency management, James?
Have road and bridge starlings in. I'll install them on Monday.
Okay.
The only thing that didn't come in was the magnetic mounts, but they're coming in on Monday, so. As they come in, we can throw his truck and whatever truck else he wants.
Start with his truck and then work down from that.
We're setting them, I'm sorry, are we setting them up where they don't have to punch in a password at a time?
Yeah, the automatic checks.
And then the satellite phones that are coming out of those trucks.
The one that I use, it's one of the newer models. It doesn't have a satellite phone. The other one that Tomas uses is one of the newer ones. It doesn't have a satellite phone. There's only one more pickup that has a satellite phone, or two pickups that have satellite phone. One of them is the one that Pete Martinez uses to go back and forth to Marathon to Pena and move the mowers and all that around over there. And the other one's a regular Silverado older model that we use for a spare.
Do we have those from, Minovich?
So what I want to do is make sure when we take out, I mean, Starlink's taking the place of all your satellites. So at the end of the day, you're gonna have Starlinks and no satellite phones. I just need to make sure that when you turn in those satellite phones, maybe get with Melinda and I, just want to make sure that we don't keep getting billed for them.
Okay.
So I want to know, I want documentation that, yeah, they got turned in And then they're gonna turn them off,
And the phone numbers.
phone numbers, so we can track that. Okay?
Mhm.
So just holler at me when you get ready. to do
Yes,
it.
sir.
But that'll be great. Starlink will help you a lot.
Oh, yeah, it would.
That's good.
I had an emergency yesterday when I was coming up from Terlingua. A young lady ran off the road, hit the fence. And, she was fine. She just got a real bad headache and started bleeding from the nose. And anyway, I didn't have a way to call her or anything, so, got her situated and followed her into town, and she, it was just a bloody nose, but it's just like I guess it caused her to faint, but anyway, we took care of her.
Good, thank you. All right, nothing else from emergency services or emergency management, okay? All right, number 14, treasurer's office. Julie.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. For agenda item A, I'll be presenting my monthly report, and I'm reporting on the month of June. At the end of June, the total cash and other assets on hand was $20,250,427.90. The total interest earned was $57,322.30. Our local checking, we had an interest rate of 2.94%. Our investment pool, Texas Fit, where we have a majority of our fund balance, is was hitting at 3.9% for the month of June. The next, I have an update on our bank reconciliations. You might see that some say that they are in progress. When I ran that report, that was on Thursday. As of today, our accounts at West Texas are reconciled as of today. I just am waiting on a status update for our 3 tax assessor collector accounts. So everything's up to date except for those 3. They're pending, and I'm not sure of the status on those.
Including payroll clearing.
Not, I'm sorry, not payroll clearing.
Okay.
I have some outstanding items to address.
All right.
The total receipts we took in for the month of June, or total cash and money, was $2,816,151. In general, our general fund, that totaled $1,968,243. In my receipt totals, it includes our PILT allocation for 26, which we got it in July. So I'm not sure why it totaled on my June monthly report, but it, in the total receipts, it was PILT was $1,670,361 of the 1.9 million total we got from general fund. The total checks, total payments made was $838,403.45. The general fund payments were $579,560.69. Any questions so far?
I have a question on the septic. Is Mr. McLean not doing anything?
There hasn't been a lot of activity in the last few months. He's still doing them, but
Oh, okay.
for whatever reason, we haven't had a lot of requests. Now, the problem is,
Are they doing a meeting?
well, we still got a lot of that going on. And Marshall and I've had a little chat because he tends to do them and then hold them. And I don't find out about them until 3 months after the fact that I get the check. So it's hard to say. He may have done some, and we just don't know about them yet, but those numbers are below budget.
Sorry.
At the end of June, our general fund surplus was sitting at $1,371,202. Road and Bridge was also sitting at a surplus of $158,239. And Courthouse Security had a surplus of $33,935.60. And the reason I am specifically reporting on those three funds is because those three funds are funded by property taxes, taxpayer money. So we always tend to pay special attention to those three funds specifically because of taxpayer money. Does that make sense? And tourism at the end of June was sitting at a surplus of $835,360.23.
First, I mean, as we sit right now, we're still projecting a small surplus for the end of the year. We'll see how it comes out. We've got, what, 5 more payrolls?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
5 more payrolls at 200,000 apiece. That's about $1 million in payroll. And then whatever expenses for the rest of the year. So we should come out hopefully with a little surplus. That's what I'm hoping.
That's,
And help pay for some things.
that's where it came from.
There's still, after the end of the year, there's still a couple of months where we're still collecting revenue in 426.
Like sales tax.
Sales tax and all the other entities that still owe us. So hopefully we'll sit with a surplus at the end of the year.
All right, questions for Julie?
Thank you for staying up on that bank. Makes sense.
Yes, sir.
It's good.
All right, if there's no other questions, I entertain a motion to approve our financial report.
So
Second.
Motion is second, discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Only, nothing on the grants today,
No, sir.
and the only other, we have
The
3.
indigent defense, but that was earlier.
All right, the only other items I have on 14 is item C, number 1. At the last meeting, we approved the Maverick Bank as the depository for the county, and those are based on the scoring process that we did last time. I just needed approval to ratify that formally as a depository. We got a motion to ratify the
Second.
depository, second. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. I also need approval of the depository contract, which is in your packet for the Maverick Bank. This is the contract that they've asked us to sign.
I'll second.
Motion is second to approve the depository contract. Discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then lastly is approval of safety agreement, which is where the securities that are held by the bank, how that's handled.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank y'all. All right, that takes care of that. Let's move on. 15, Brewster County Comptroller. Let's do invoices with purchase orders.
Okay, so if we look at our invoices with purchase orders, the payables that came in to be receipted against existing POs. We had a total of $89,140.10. And did anybody have any questions about any of the specific items in that packet?
I move to accept this presented.
I'll second. Motion is second, discussion on the accounts payable and POs. Surprisingly, it looks good. I don't have any questions.
I'm shocked.
I know.
I really
Alright.
am. Okay,
All right, let's prove it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, let's do invoices without purchase orders.
okay, so the payables without purchase orders has a total of $76,313.79. And there is one item in this packet that I need to bring to your attention. If you look at page 6, please. There is an invoice in there for Public Management Inc. That is our grant administrator for the CDBG grant. And the way that is going to work is a little bit unusual. So I'm bringing it to you for approval, and I'd like to get specific approval of payment of that invoice, and to file for reimbursement with Texas Department of Agriculture. You'll notice it's on hold. It has yes, I think your copy has it highlighted. That invoice will not get paid today. What will happen is that you approve the invoice today, approve for submission. Our grant administrator will submit that invoice to Texas Department of Agriculture. And when it's approved, they will deposit those funds into our bank account. We then have 5 days to get those funds paid and the check cut to the grant administrator. So it will be paid. We'll keep an eye on the bank account as soon as those funds are received, and we will get that check actually cut. So.
This is that CDBG grant for student.
Community
Yeah,
Development
for the
Block Grant.
CDBG, yeah. A little different than normal. Other than that, nothing unusual in the packet. Did y'all have any questions on any of the items in the Nokia's packet?
I entertain a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion is second, discussion on accounts payable, no POs. I do have one question. Child Welfare Board, this is money coming from the jury.
Correct.
Okay.
And if we possibly could, please specifically approve that PMI invoice so that we can submit that to TDA and have it in the record that that invoice was specifically approved.
Are they requiring that to be specifically approved?
It has to be approved by the court and then it goes to TDA.
Okay. You want to amend anybody?
It's Ruben's motion.
Ruben,
Do
you
you
want
want
to
to
amend your-
repeat it?
You want to amend your motion to include a specific approval of public management?
Yes, please.
Make a motion to amend to specifically approve, in addition to everything else, the public management invoice. Need a second? A same second?
I'll second.
Second, all right. No further discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, let's do recurring expenses.
So as you know, these are the payments that are recurring expenses that get paid between the commissioners' courts. They are on a list of approvals and the grand total on those was $67,219.38. And do we have any questions on any of those items?
Working like a charm, I entertain a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion is second to approve recurring payments, discussion. All in favor, say aye. All right, line item adjustments.
All right, we have two packets for line item adjustments. The first one is just to make a line item adjustment within the tax assessor's, within the 394th office. They have had more travel this year than they anticipated when they put their budget together. So we just have a line item adjustment to move some monies from the capital equipment budget up to travel to cover a deficit. And the adjustment is $3,900. And they think that that's going to carry them through the end of the year for the travel that they have to the different court locations.
Yes, make a motion for the line item adjustments.
Okay.
Okay, and the second packet this is more of an actual budget adjustment as opposed to a line item.
We should vote
Yeah,
on.
let me vote this.
Oh,
Sorry, motion and a second. Did you second it, Mo?
I did.
Okay. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so the budget adjustment register, the second one is specifically for grants that have been awarded since we did the original budget. The first one is Operation Stone Garden. That is Operation Stone Garden 3156311 that started on March the 1st of 26 and will go through February the 28th of 27. And the budget adjustment agrees to the budget as shown in the Office of Governor's website.
Right.
The next one is grant number 549-1501. It's the multi-jurisdictional interoperability grant. This is actually one that it seems like kind of a late adjustment for this one. It was awarded back in September, but there were, I guess, some issues with it that it didn't actually get rolling until just recently. So that has been entered. It's $141,000 reimbursable grant for communications equipment. And that equipment is supposed to be purchased by the end of August.
Yeah, we're having a meeting on the 26th about this. There's the money's fine, but there's some things we need to sort out about that a little later.
On some of that tower stuff, or now that they're on, or on Starlink, how's that gonna work for, like to get in touch with the other guys?
That's what we're gonna talk about on the 26th is
Oh.
interoperability. And I wish I could tell you how it works and I don't know, but I'm aware. You're welcome to join us because we're gonna have a meeting with the sheriff and communications people and sort of.
I just wondered how they're gonna be able, if we're, I mean, the first thought is to do away with it, but I mean, what's that do for the other?
Yeah, my understanding is that if you do away with it, do it through Starlink, then there's an issue with being able to talk to other agents.
That's what I was,
Yeah,
that was my concern.
you just hit the depth of my technical knowledge. And so we'll know more on the 26th.
Okay,
Melissa's coming down for it.
what is it, 26?
26th August is
August.
Thursday, yeah. Or,
Yeah, keep me posted, I'd like to maybe go.
okay, yeah. We need a kind of strategy. That's what we don't have a strategy for communication. All right.
Okay,
Anything else?
next one, Operation Lone Star. This is the Operation Lone Star, last three digits are 704. And this grant runs, excuse me, from September 1st through August 31st. They made some line item adjustments within the budget for the grant for the operation of the operation for the office of the governor. And this budget adjustment is to change those line items to agree to what is on file with the government. And the last one is for E-grants and Operation or Office of the Governor presentation. There are some items that are purchased from vehicle maintenance that were budgeted to that, but really should be capital items. And so we have a budget adjustment just basically to get our financial statements into, or the general ledger into agreement with financial statement presentation.
Good. We're starting to work on this grant. That we talked about the last meeting.
Looks like you've been busy.
Start seeing more of this coming in, get everything squared away.
Yeah, there will be two more on the HIDA grants. I'm still waiting for some information on those, and I'll be presenting those at the next commissioner's court.
Move to approve the budget adjustments as presented.
Okay, motion,
Second,
discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Anything else, Melinda?
That's it for me right now.
Rolling along. All right. Brewster County Tourism.
Morning. Everything's going as it should be in the office. We're getting towards the end of the fiscal. It's our slower time, no shows, nothing like that. I think I mentioned this before, but I haven't got an update yet on the hot tax income. We're just going through May still so far. I mentioned it before, just to give you that number. $1,886,684.27 so far. Barring anything odd, I asked Manuela for the latest update, but the 20th was the time that they gotta send in the next check, so she's still compiling it. But we're gonna break record again this year for hot income. That's a nice thing about that one there. We're all set for state fair. The schedule is done. Like I said, winding down the fiscal. Didn't have any line item adjustments this time. I may next. I'll take a look again if I can get a copy of the financials after we pay the bills. I'll know where I need to go on that. And the only other thing really coming up the line is Marathon Songs, August 6th, 7th, and 8th. Should be really nice this year. We'll have a small presence there. Thank you, Jeff, for forwarding that over to me. But yeah, the big one is, I don't know a lot of the names for most of these songwriters, but there's a nice one that I do know. Wade Bowen's going to be appearing over there. So that's kind of neat. He'll be over there, I believe, on the 6th.
what was your take on the West Fest or the Music Fest this weekend?
Big Ben? It was good. There were a lot of people all the way around. I haven't got any response from Stuart Ramser, who puts it on, as far as, ticket sales, et cetera, if it was down a bit. The venues that we went to looked a little bit less in attendance, but it was definitely all folks from out of town. I mean, you saw very few locals around here, so good for us, people coming to visit
Kind
here.
of busy. How about?
There was so much going on, I couldn't begin to tell you.
Yeah, the visitation from us is good.
Yes, I don't.
Yeah, it really was. And they offered, I know Marathon was very busy this year because he offered a package deal. You can get your tickets and stay at the gates, VIP treatment and stuff. And this was the first time he did that. And as I understand, it went very well, but I haven't talked to him to know the exact
And
number.
then they're having September, maybe Labor Day, a blues music festival?
I haven't heard about that yet. You know, I sure haven't. Yeah, the chamber's putting it on. Is that correct?
No, the Gauges.
Oh, the Gage is gonna do that. Oh, yes. Oh, Philip hadn't mentioned, I think he said he had something else coming up, but he didn't give me any details. That's right. Yeah, Phil over there. Yeah, that's gonna be really nice. And I think this Marathon Songs will probably be their best ever. I really do. It's some really good talent coming out that just talk to the people about how they create the music that everybody loves so much. So it's a great event that the Gage is doing over there. Since we don't have much from the actual office, I just have a few data visitation numbers to share with you guys. These are from the last 2 quarters, basically our ad campaigns. They send us some data afterwards, and I just thought it was interesting. You know, traditionally, for the past several years, Houston has been our #1 market, and it's so far away to me that it just boggles my mind. But they love us here. You know, they have since, you know, the park and the hot springs and all that stuff, the historic hot spring from way back in the day. You know, Houston loves to come out here. That trend has changed. I don't have the data. We can't drill down that deep to know why. It's all just supposition. I'm really thinking it's the gas prices. But Midland Odessa has popped up as our #1 feeder market, which is great. We don't do much there. I did just have a campaign that began, and they are approved the last court. They will hit that market to try and continue that progress. But yeah, for the last 6 months, roughly, you know, starting in January, we'll say, Austin was still #1. They surpassed Houston. But for the last 4 out of the last 6 months, excuse me, Midland Odessa has been #1. So that's nice. We're getting those folks there. I think just because we're closer and gas is so expensive. That's all I can really tell. The other top 5, just to share with you, Odessa, Midland #1. Then it was Dallas Fort Worth, DFW, which is neat. San Antonio, which we did a huge campaign this year in, so that's good to see some progress from them. And Austin slipped to 4th. And then Houston is still #5. They're still in the top 5, but they have dropped down for our visitation. And that could also possibly be, it is just supposition. I didn't do any major campaigns in Houston this year. You know, normally we do at least one TV campaign there. I have not. I'm going to check with my reps and see if we have funds left and if they have any good deals coming up for the fall to run a campaign before we get out of this fiscal over there. But still, keeping them in the top 5 is good for us. But those are the top 5 feeder markets for us. Stuff you might want to know. That's about the most data we kind of get, but it was from some of our radio and TV ads that we've placed. But yeah, so visitation is still going well.
Next meeting is when?
The next board meeting will be Monday. It's coming Monday. Yes, and it's a Zoom. Yeah, it's a Zoom. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
All right, you got a contract you want us to approve?
Yes, sir. It's a standard TV ads. It'll be both TV, traditional and digital, you know, all the streaming platforms. This will target Austin, but Austin plus, you know, it's everything around Austin. It's definitely not just Austin, all the way up to Georgetown, down to New Braunfels, et cetera, all that area through our Austin CBS salesperson. That's who it is. It's just a straight TV campaign. Seeing if we can't boost that for the end of the summer, get some more folks out here.
Okay, motion and a second to approve the CBS contract. Discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Robert.
Thank you
Robert,
much.
one quick.
Yes, sir.
You probably said it and I missed it, but out of those top 5, how many people does that account for?
Yeah, the rough numbers start at 5,000 with and that's a month, 4 months. 5.5 for Midland Odessa, but then it kind of gets a little not too precise, and it goes down from there by basically 1,000 more or less, you know, as far as who comes through. Yeah, monthly, which is still not bad, you know, is not bad. And that is visitation that actually stays somewhere in here. We should go by the park numbers, you know, so that when you add the numbers, it doesn't quite add up to 500,000 folks that visit the park. But again, everybody doesn't stay here. I did get some interesting stuff. I just didn't know really how to present it. It's called leakage. People come here for the day. So they are visitors, y'all get, sales tax, et cetera, from it. They buy meals or trinkets, whatever it happens is, but they may not stay in a hotel. So we, the Tourism Council, don't get the hotel tax, but we actually get some leakage to Presidio, but I believe that's just folks coming over to the park from the Presidio area over there. But Pecos, and again, I get the oil field, a lot of folks that are out there that they're coming to visit, but they go back. They're not staying the night. So something I'd like to present to the board or something, or think about myself as to how to get them to spend the night instead of just coming for the day. Day trips are still fine. It does help, you know, bottom line, sales tax and everything, but we'd love to keep them in a hotel. But yeah, that was kind of just a little odd snippet that they
Is
sent.
anybody you can check trailer parks? I mean,
Unfortunately,
overnight.
no.
I
Yeah.
know a lot of people do that.
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah, that doesn't really mark on our, I can actually call all the hotel or the RV parks, see if they can get us, but yeah, we don't get any reports with them. Because again, they don't pay that hotel tax, all the tax on a trailer spot goes to the DMV. As oddly enough, TechStop gets that little snippet of money, but yeah, I'll see if I can find out, maybe some of the parks themselves, but I don't have any data.
I just have a lot of friends that are always asking, I'll try to come down with the part.
Parks are full. I had the friends for Viva that wanted to stay at the Las Vegas and same thing. Yeah, they couldn't get a spot. Yeah, so it's definitely, we're getting a lot of RV traffic. Yeah.
Kudos to the road and bridge board. I've had like 5 inquiries in the last week for people to come use the post for a reunion.
Oh, yeah.
Cause they come and visit it and it looks so good and they're just impressed with it and now they're inquiring to maybe come to a family reunion.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it's great to hear. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, Post is a nice little gem we have.
All right, thank you, Rob.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's move on to item number 17. This is our favorite topic of the year, budget workshop. Let me just kind of hit the highlights for you guys. If you'll go to tab number 1 in your packet and go to page number 22. And on page 22, you'll see that the current, after some more refinement, there's a few little sniggling things that we'll still work on between now and the time it comes in for formal approval. We've got a deficit right now of $251,642. Everybody sees that. And that is including the payroll that we're about to discuss. Okay, so the payroll increase is in there. Look at page 22.
Right.
And if you'll look on the far right column and you'll see Fund 100 General Surplus, it says negative 251,642. Got it? Yeah. Okay. All right. So this has got the budget fully larded up with all of the anticipated increases in payroll. So before I get to how we're gonna balance that budget, if you guys will go to tab number 4. And on tab number 4 is the proposed salary increases for the wage employees, which is the first page. The second page is the salaried employees. And the third page is yours truly, the elected officials. Okay. So in this budget, we took a 5% on the midpoint, which is part of our new salary schedule. We took 5% of the midpoint on each category that the employees are in. And so as we talk about some instances, the higher paid employees don't get quite 5, lower paid employees on a percentage, you get a little bit more. But basically we take the midpoint and everybody in that category gets that amount of money. So when you do that, you raise your wages by $203,494. That includes all the payroll taxes associated. And remember, as you raise taxes for every dollar in wages that we have, you can add 20 cents to cover payroll taxes. So an employee that we hire at $1 an hour costs us really $1.20. Okay. So that's 203,000. The difference, and then you go to the second page, the salary employees. These are people like Cynthia, Adam Daly, James Hutchison, Luke Hendricks, Melinda, Johnny Salcido, and Johnny Valencia. We're proposing a flat $2,600 increase for the salaried employees for 2027. And then that you can see what that total amount comes to. And then for the elected officials, on the last page, a proposed increase of $2,000 for elected officials. So if you take all of that, put that into the budget, you go back to that page 6 of the deficit of 251. The question is, how do we fund that? And the answer is, if we'll go to tab number 2, this is what's left in your LATCF fund. And so we're proposing this year to use what's basically left in the LATC fund to fund the 251 deficit. Okay. And I think we'll make that back with our, well, I think we'll have a surplus. How much exactly, I don't know, but I think we'll make some of that back, which will go in reserve after we finish this fiscal year. So that balances the budget to zero. If we take, well, not my plan would be just take the 255 just to keep it simple. But if you go to tab number 3, this is how it fills out. The 251 deficit plus the transfer of the 255 leaves us about a $3,300 surplus. And then we've talked about taking $1 million out of our reserve this year and setting aside, and it would be broken out into 4 pieces. We would take $100,000 to general fund for contingency, just kind of a what if, we missed something in the budget. 300,000 to road and bridge, 585,000 to capital project fund. This is a new one. We want to get the general infrastructure fund. It's at 85. I'd like to get that back up to 100. So go ahead and get that funded at 100. That would just put 585. Ruben, I think what we'd like to do is put the 585 and the 300 into the capital project fund, earmarking 300 for road and bridge. But what I want it to do is kind of force any capital projects come back through here. So it's not just a line item to spend. It's it's really kind of thought through in terms of what we want to do, but committed to 300,000. Could be more in road and bridge, depending on what develops for the rest of the year. But we would still have 585 over and beyond the 300 for capital projects. So if we have a surplus this year, let's just be optimistic, say we have a 200,000 surplus. We effectively pay for our raises almost with our surplus this year. But we won't know that till after the fiscal year is.
Jeff?
Yeah.
I did send you an email from DMV. I sent it to you to increase the road and bridge fee.
Oh, really?
So that might be something to look at for.
Do you know what it's gonna go from to what?
No, that's something that of course has to come through Commissioner's Court yourself. But I did send you that link so that you could take a look at it just as well.
Good, well then we'll add it into the final budget, see what that looks. So that we can do that as of 27, as of
Yes, sir.
fiscal year.
Yes, sir, the form has to be submitted by September the 2nd for the upcoming year.
Get that done today.
Yes, but before it was just for the child safety, but now we did see that an increase for road and bridge fee.
And we can use it for just general road and bridge. Good. It's good news. So hoping the state would let us get more money out of it. Okay, we'll look at that and that'll come back. I think, guys, we'll continue to whittle this to
More money out of people who use our roads.
Myself included. We're gonna continue to whittle this deficit down some more before we get to final budget. But what I'm looking for from you guys today is sort of an overall approval to move in this direction. Our plan is on August the 11th, we will bring in the final budget, which I have to present to the county clerk on the 15th of August. And that'll set the hearing on the 11th for our final. And then on the 25th of August, we'll have a adopted budget and then we'll adopt the tax rate. So next,
When do we have to do the proposed salaries?
we will do those also on the 11th. On the 11th, we'll file. Right now, the plan is as soon as we come out of that meeting on the 11th, I will file that with the Avalanche. And that'll go in the paper. We have to go 10 days. I think we have to, right, Patty, 10 days? 10 days, and then the elected officials have 5 days to, each of the elected officials get a letter. You guys know the drill, and you have 5 days to file a grievance.
Which have never happened.
I won't comment.
Well, that's what it says.
So that, we're rolling along. I think by the 25th, we'll have the thing. This next week, Sylvia is
Then
gonna
we
have
gotta
our
do
truth and
hearings, right?
taxation. Yeah, well, hearings will be on the 25th of August.
Okay.
We'll have truth and taxation out pretty quick. So Patty and Melinda and Sylvia are working on that. That's probably what we'll work on next week. Is what our tax rate's going to be preliminary. We did get a little bit of good news. They increased the railroad rolling stock values. We're looking at that. There's some pros and cons on that, but we'll look at that. But we did.
The pipeline,
I don't know how the pipeline, I didn't see anything on the pipeline. Don't be,
What about the solar farm?
solar farm didn't change in value, but it's coming off the tax. rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm blaming you.
I think we don't get it this year. But starting next year, we'll get money off the solar farm. This is the last year it's on abatement. Good, 26. So we'll start seeing that next year in 28. Anyway, that's kind of the rollout of the budget. I would like to entertain a motion to approve sort of the process here. I mean, this is not the final budget, but just give me some general direction that you want to keep moving in this.
I think you're doing a good job with
Yeah,
that.
I'm moved that we continue in the direction you're going.
Okay.
Will that cover it?
I think, will that work good enough? You want something more formal than that?
Probably needs to be a little more specific than that, yeah.
Yeah, I do need to,
I don't know.
why don't we take it one step at a time? How about, I'll make a motion to use LATCF to cover the deficit of 251. I'll second. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number two, I'll make a motion that we adopt the proposed salary increases. Now, we still have a chance to veto this, so this is sort of like an early adoption. But we would increase 5% for wage increases and then fixed amounts for elected and salaried. I make a motion for that.
Second.
Okay, discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then lastly would be the allocation of capital, establishment of capital fund of $1 million, broken out as it's described into different pieces, 300 for road and bridge, 585 capital projects, and 15 for. I'd like to make a motion to do that.
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Right.
All right, and the last thing we really have, guys, is,
You just specify that capital projects fund would be a restricted fund that would require court approval for expenditures.
okay, so we've already approved it, but let's rewrite it. So, this capital improvement fund will be a restricted fund specifically for capital projects, which we have not totally defined, but will require this court's approval for any expenditure out of that fund. I'll make that motion. I'll second again. Everybody good with that? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then the only other thing I want to do is I want to approve formally the salary scale. And did I put that in here?
Yeah, you skipped over at number 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 4, 3.
Why don't you guys go to that real quick?
5% of the midpoint? That one's.
Yes, that one. Looks something like this. This is pretty self-explanatory. We have talked to some of the elected officials about how this works. This is really an attempt to clean up our salary scale because we haven't done it. We haven't raised the minimum wage in some time. So we'll increase this. Kind of spells out how it works, ties into the SQP. And sort of give everybody a roadmap on how it works. One of the things that be real sticky on this year is anything that obviously affects the budget or increases cost of the county is going to come through here. So raises, promotions. I mean, there's latitude for lateral promotions, latitude for hiring if somebody wants to hire. They've got something above the minimum wage, trying to drive most of it back in here. I entertain a motion to, or I would make a motion to accept the salary guidelines as presented.
Also moves.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Got that done. Good. Thank y'all very much.
Is Adams,
David?
is he the veteran Gary?
Yeah, I think so.
He works at the school and that's. He's a soldier.
Oh, okay.
He's part-time. All right, let's see, anything else on the budgets. I think that's it. Our next meeting is gonna be August the 11th. There,
Which is the one that everybody needs to be here, the 25th.
25th is, please, please, please be here. 'Cause I gotta have at least 4 votes. But I'd like to have 5, so. Here, and then the 11th is pretty important too, so there is an outside chance, I may call one next Tuesday. For budget? Yeah, but I don't think I will, but if I do, it might just be something you and Jim and I could handle. I mean, not the other two could come, but just.
Yeah,
I'll be out of town.
I'll be out of town before.
I don't, we've talked about maybe doing ahead is gonna be. Salary schedule will be elected a little early. But I think we're okay on the 11th.
Okay.
So if we did anything, we've already talked about it. That's what it
Exactly.
would be. Maybe I'm kind of edging my bet close to the paper.
And then that guy, Andres has got everything going at Franklin to get the metals on the ground.
Okay, I saw that.
He's gonna, I'm gonna come by and get a check, so you for we already set the columns. The form for the columns.
We will get that taken care of.
Thank you.
All right, if there's no further business, our next meeting, like I say, is August the 11th. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion adjourned second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank y'all. Court's dismissed.